friends, welcome to my next beach. I've got my coconut here. This is a beach called Bangtao, I think. It's quite beautiful. It's very resorty, as you can see. There's restaurants all over the shore and guys trying to sell you stuff constantly. All these guys just hover over you like vultures when they see you coming. I try to stay away from places like that, but this beach in particular is just full of these restaurants, so there's no avoiding it. And at one point I just have to laugh because they're so insistent, you know. So I finally chose this place here. Decent prices, and the people here didn't bother me too much when I tried to sit down there. They were okay. So you can imagine that this is hi. Thank you so much. Thanks. This is the lunch. Thanks. Sugar? What's that for? Sugar you put on here? Oh, okay. Thanks. So glass noodles with chicken. Very sparse on the chicken. Or whatever. This is like $5. All right. Noodles. Not the best Thai food I've had, but in a pinch. You're supposed to put sugar on top of this, I don't know why. Anyway. Okay, it's time to hit the beach. I don't know which way to go. I guess we'll just go that way. It's a beautiful beach, a bit too commercial for me though. Too much commerce on the beach, pushy waiters and waitresses and whatever. You know, I really don't like that. Just stop for 1 second and they're on top of you like flies on poop, man. Really annoying. So, as long as you keep moving, you're fine. I do notice there's a lot of Russian people at this beach in particular. Seems to be, the restaurants seem to be Russian owned as well. You know, I'd rather Russian people be here than in a dangerous zone for them, especially young guys. Get shipped off to war. That sucks. So it's better to be out of there. I have a lot of friends in Russia. You know, I've been there, as I said before. I've been there 5 times on tour with different artists. So that's a tough thing for me to think about my friends over there and the lovely people. You know, there's lovely people over there. They love jazz, they love music. Anyway, this world, man, I guess it's all part of letting go. What we were talking about in the last video. Just gotta let go because you can't solve everything. You can't solve every problem. And you just have to do what you can. These girls are Russian. They're speaking Russian. There's Russian people all up and down this beach. Anyway. The subject of letting go is a deep one. It's something that you battle every day. It also has to do with trusting yourself. Trusting that, well, like I said before, that everything's going to be fine unless you get thrown like a huge, you know, curveball by life. Everything's going to be fine. You just have to keep plugging away. You have to keep thinking that what you did in the past, you know, the work that you've put in the past is what's going to help you survive now. It's what's going to benefit you now and help you move forward. It also has to do with abundance mentality. You know, we musicians, I think, sometimes are subject to scarcity mentality. Not enough gigs, you know, with everything that's going around. Oh, our music's being stolen all the time, you know. It's a rough game. But you just have to remember there's billions of people in the world, on the planet. And there's enough money, there's enough customers, enough people who are going to like your music. There's enough. So you just have to keep in mind that the abundance of people that will like your stuff is there. You just have to get it out there and find a way to reach them and find a way to keep your sanity in the process. And one of the perks of being a musician, I guess, is that you could travel like this. And really, it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference in life. Boy, it's boiling right now. The sun is hitting hard. I may have to take a break. I don't know if I can handle walking all the way back the other way in this heat. It's mid-afternoon right now. It's like 3:30. I think I should have stayed at the restaurant where I was. But the urge to explore is too strong. I just want to get to the end of the beach here and see what's over here. I've got my usual camera gear at a different lens this time. But I've got my usual mission, you know, photography. So exploration is a huge part of it. I can't resist. I have to explore. I have to keep exploring. Look at this tree. It's about to. They're holding it up somehow. These jet ski guys are a real pain in the ass. Ruin the nicety of this whole scene by making a bunch of noise with those things. I don't know what these things are, rocks, I guess. It looks very commercial down there. It looks like it's just another bar. So I might have to just turn around here. There's nothing to see over there. Just another restaurant, I think. And then the end of the beach. So I'm going to turn around, look at all this beach we have left to explore. Oh my God. That's a long way. So, it's hot. I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way. What I was saying anyway. About trusting. I think it all ties in to your music. Sorry. It all ties in to your music. You know, what I hate about this is the recording on the phone like this, is that the screen is on the other side there and people can see what you're filming. When they're coming at you, they see what you're filming. So I really gotta come up with some different system here. So yeah, I mean, your music is directly affected by your thought pattern of abundance and scarcity. when you're in scarcity mode, you know, you can't do anything. You're freaking frozen. You feel like in a panic all the time. I know that feeling very well, and it's not pretty. You have to guide your thoughts. I have to guide my thoughts all the time. On some levels, you know, as you guys may or may not know, one of my buddies, Francesco, is my LA. He was like my brother, an Italian producer and dear friend. He passed away last year, and when he passed away, it just really hit me hard. So, you know, he was like a brother, an ally, someone that really I could count on for so many things. And when he passed away, it was like shit. It's like really like losing a dear friend on this earth, and it makes you feel that much more alone, even though you're not. But controlling your thoughts in that area too is very important. It all comes down to this thing that we're talking about. I hate when people can look at the screen and see what I'm filming, so I turn this way. It's better to turn this way, actually, so you can see the beautiful sea right now. This whole shore is full of massage places. One massage place after the other. Anyway, these long beach walks, they make you think about all this stuff. It's very important, and of course I can't be with everybody because I travel so much. I can't like take my friends along with me, so these videos are kind of like a diary also of musicians' thoughts and things that you have to deal with all the time as a musician. And well, maybe after I'm gone, somebody will see these videos and see that they were not alone in what they were feeling, and whatever musical position they were in their career at any given moment. I guess it's a lot different being a touring musician and, you know, one that stays and hang on. I gotta adjust this. Hold on. All right, too many straps. I was saying it's a bit different being a touring musician than being based like somewhere. If you have a show or if you have somewhere you're at all the time. I mean, I don't know who can do that and make a living anymore, unless you're, you know, playing on Broadway or something. Every musician I know is on the road. So now, there's a difference also between musicians that are their own boss, do everything themselves, and ones that get hired by whoever to go on the road. You know, in my case, I'm the first kind. I do everything myself. I don't like to play for people. I just don't like it. I do things my way, that's it. I don't really like being told what to play. I mean, if they hire me, they should know what I do anyway. And there shouldn't be a discussion because I do what I do, and I've, you know, been at it a long time. I probably know better than some people. So I'm not gonna say anymore. Anyway, so in that scenario, there are all these parallel issues going on. The ups and downs, the travel, the mindset, keeping your mind together, and all the while keeping your mind on your instrument, keeping your chops up, staying with the contact with people, and getting your music out there. It's like a well-oiled machine that starts with your body and your mind, you know. It's crazy. It's insane. But anyway, that's what you gotta do. The water is nice. The sun is behind me now. It's a bit, probably not as great of a shot with the sun behind me. But we're gonna walk all the way to the end of this beach, and it gives us something to talk about. Sometimes I see a possible subject to photograph, and my mind completely goes into photographer mode. But it's still a little bit too early. The sun is too bright, so I'm taking advantage of the light and filming video. Today I changed hotels also too. What I do with hotels might be interesting for someone out there. If I'm going to a new city, I'll book a hotel, you know, based on reviews or whatever, on Agoda or Booking or whatever, and I'll book it for 2 days only. Once I hit the ground, I'll take a look at where I am, take a look at the hotels and the prices. Oh, that feels good. People getting wet. Oh shit. Gonna help them out here. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, the tide's coming in. I see some possible subjects to photograph. Might have to hit them up a little later. Well, let's get out of here. Hang on. How unfortunate. Stupid music blasting when they have this beautiful sound of the sea. Anyway, I hope I didn't get too far into the video with that music playing. Always have to be careful of copyright strike. But as I was saying, I hit the ground, and then from there I look around where I am in the neighborhood, and then I book a hotel for a longer stay based on that. Today I found a pretty good deal with a decent hotel, not luxury, just decent. And every hotel is expensive right now because it's high season here, so it's a money. It's just like I'm bleeding money right now at every turn, renting a motorcycle, you know, hotels and food and whatever. So I gotta be real careful with my mindset, not get distracted by that. Keep an eye on my finances and just keep going. That's it. All right. There's the occasional beautiful girl on the chairs here. Probably Russian, no doubt. This looks a little less populated. Oh my God, only a minute's gone by since I started the camera again. Felt longer. I know that it's a privilege kind of to be here. It's a privilege to even play music. To play drums is a blessing beyond anything I know. You know, I'm sure some people don't feel that way, but to me it's a real blessing. And it's not because you get famous or whatever. It's not because you make $1 million, which I've never made $1 million yet. I could have made, that's another story. But it's a real blessing that even, Warren Buffett, you guys know that guy, Warren Buffett. I saw an interview with him one time, and they asked him, what would you do if finances, investing wasn't in your life? What would you be doing? What would you wish you could have done? And he said something that really shocked me. He said, I wish I would have been an artist of some kind. That's the only other life that'd be worth it. So I was quite shocked, and that maybe gives you an idea of the level of the blessing you have in your life to have music in your life. Now, even if you're not a pro, you still have it in your life. You can't let go, because there's so many benefits. And learning then becomes an important subject, because how you learn can lean you into the path of real deep musicianship. And that, as you know, is an aspect of playing that I am very, let's say I'm a fan of that. Okay, I don't want to get too deep. I don't want to act like, oh, I'm the deepest guy or whatever. But it's a beautiful thing when you play for the connection to music, which is a spiritual adventure. The drums themselves are a spiritual adventure, something to look beyond the superficial aspects of the world, to see through the surface of everything. That's what music, that's what drumming should be. And that's why I get inspired to play. I mean, to really learn, that has to be your motivating factor. You can't have, your motivation lacking. You can't think, oh, I just want to play for whatever, be famous and stuff like that. So nowheresville. And it will never give you enough strength to conquer the things you have to conquer on the instrument. Just, tide come in. Anyway, I'm liking this a little better. Not so many people, more space. Down there is a more commercial area. I'm liking this a lot. I must have walked about, I don't know, a mile. When I go back, I'm walking 2 miles with this heavy equipment on me. God damn it. If there's one thing I hate, is lugging around gear. But it's necessary. It's the photographer's curse and the drummer's curse. Of course, drummers have it a lot worse. But hauling this around is not my idea of fun. I've got the camera, 2 lenses, etc. It gets heavy. Especially walking around like this, searching for shots. It gets heavy. So, very interesting area, actually. Quite beautiful. And inspiring, relaxing. My mind's just, relaxed. For the second day at the beach like this, my mind goes into a place of clearer thinking, better thinking patterns, and more calm. I just got hit by a lot of water. So that's a good place to be, because beautiful girl over there. Sorry. Even I get distracted. What do you want? Come on. can't stop smiling because she was so beautiful. Anyway, there's a kid on a kite. I hate kids. So, run into me, kid. All right. So, with that, from this beautiful beach in Phuket, Thailand, I would like to say thank you again for watching and listening, to all the people commenting on the videos. Last video was, you know, these videos don't get as many views as my playing videos, so we always try to include some playing in there nonetheless. People want to see flammapodiddles, whatever. It's just the current culture right now. But I think these videos are really necessary, and I want to thank everyone who comments on them and watches them. That means a lot to me. So yeah, remember, the lesson site is waiting for you. Elite program, year-long membership, online consultation, hand consultation. I want that guy in my shot. So I really hope you'll join us on the lesson site. I'm getting a lot of new students from Asia at the moment, and it's a great honor when you guys choose my site. I really thank you guys for watching. Here from Phuket, Thailand. See you in the next one. Peace out.
Do you love drumming? Whether you are an amateur or a pro, what defines your drumming will be what you put into it, the things that you're exposed to, the things in your culture and the people you run across. If you love drumming, check out my lesson site, the most innovative curriculum in the world. I have taught thousands and thousands of drummers across the world in some of the most highly regarded drumming cultures. Check out my lesson site and see what it's all about. From big band to rock to Afro-Cuban, Brazilian, one of the most complete lesson libraries on the planet. See you there.